Chapter 2: Fundamental Roles and Functions of Schools. The word school is derived from the Old English "school", which means place of instruction, from the Latin "schola", which means intermission of work, leisure of learning, learned conversation, debate, lecture, meeting place for teachers and students, place of instruction, disciples of a teacher, body of followers. Sect. From the Greek "skole", spare time, leisure, rest, ease, idleness, that in which leisure is employed. Learn discussion, also a place for lectures, school. As time goes by, these concepts have evolved and changed into an essential part of education which the life of each individual and nations will build. Today, a school is defined as an educational institution designed to provide learning spaces and learning environments for the teaching of students under the supervision of teachers. It has become the most suitable and formal agency of education, which is responsible for guiding the society's transmission of knowledge, cultural norms, and values. This chapter mainly deals with the basic roles and functions of schools to achieve an understanding of a basic integrated nature of society and school. Roles of school. A school is an institution created to enhance the processes of socialization and education. It builds the personality of the students, providing them an array of activities and experiences. It also guides the students to develop their natural talents. Generally, the following are some of the basic roles of schools. 1. Socialization. Socialization is the process of creating a social self, learning one's culture, and learning the roles and expectations of the culture. This is one of the most important roles of the school. The school is an artificial institution set up for the purpose of socialization and cultural transmission. The school can be regarded as a formally constituted community as opposed to mutual communities. In terms of socialization, a school is considered as the second important group next to the family. Different approaches are done in the school, which may be considered as formal or informal. Formal approach includes classroom teaching, prices, and more, while informal approaches include peer group influences and the like. The school exposes students to social standards and values further than those existing in the family and in other individuals, other than teaching students how to write and spell and to excel in mathematics. People build educational institutions like schools, which are made of students to achieve their purposes. The society offers programs that would teach the individuals of values, social skills, and its standard that would be beneficial and suitable in adulthood. Through education, the child is able to develop reasoning in social relations, cultivate social virtues, and thus becomes socially efficient, as says Dewey. When he speaks about social efficiency, he refers to economic and cultural efficiency, and he calls it socialization of individual. Thus, education may be only part of the process of socialization, but it is a very important part by Mundal Koja. Preservation and promotion of culture. For the school to uphold and develop valued principles or beliefs, practices, and even of morals and ethics, it supports and protects them with the progression of time. Khan Baba 2015, on the other hand, discussed the roles of the schools as follows. Transmission of cultural values. The school has the responsibility to teach the cultural beliefs, moral values, religion, and social standards that each society promotes through education. People who belong in different societies have the aspiration to spread and endorse each development and beliefs, which leads to the transmission of culture. Social agreeableness. The society takes on the school to be responsible in getting the society and the school closer through teaching of social values and ethical conducts. Thus, education progresses into promoting teaching social sense to the students. Civic training. Emotions and attitudes of children are considered to be essential in terms of having a productive social life and being trained socially. How they respond to the social environment shows the development of the social understanding. Respect, love, justice, and mutual respect are some of those emotions that must be reflected. Promotion of democratic values. The school shall give chances for the children in schools to express themselves freely or be in democratic environment, allowing them to grow as individuals. Development of abilities. Development of abilities. A school must be able to provide not only to nurture the students for cognitive development, but also of their skills and their affective factors. Therefore, this means that there must be a balance in the learning and the abilities of the students in the school. Moreover, co-curricular activities are encouraged for the entire development of the student. Fulfillment of national aims. The schools are for the children to acquire knowledge, skills, and values so as to prepare them in the fulfillment of the national aims and ideas of the nation. Therefore, students are trained to be productive citizens to help in the growth and development of nations. Character building. Natural freedom and the freedom of expression are both offered in the school through different academic and non-academic activities which would be the approach how the students would be able to build their characters and personalities towards national ideology. Propagations of civilizations and culture. Persuading the children to adopt social, religious, moral, cultural, and ethical values of the society is to uphold the culture and civilizations. This is done by schools through teaching the values to the children. In an article written by Pooja Mundal entitled Educational Systems, the Meaning, Aspects, and Social Function of Education, the author has identified the social roles of education which are described here. Development of personality. The development of the personality and character of an individual is considered by Durkheim to be the object of education through the stimulations and progress in the different qualities that are required of him or her by the society as a whole and by the environment of which he or she is specifically designed. This includes the development of the three domains of learning, namely physical, mental, and emotional makeup of an individual. Social control. Molding the child's early socialization is considered by Baltimore to be one of the contributions in the conventions of social conduct. It is part of the educational system to teach and promote socialization to the children to prepare them with their roles in the society when they become adults. In this manner, the preservation of cultural and social heritage of the nations are taken care of. Social integration. In a school, the incidental learning and socialization among the teacher, student, and other in the institution is a natural way to impact values and other social skills that are crucial to the society. Determination of status. The socioeconomic status of an individual is a product of education. Since education is used to improve the life of an individual for economic opportunity, people grow and develop according to their association with other people, their educational background, and their function in the society as well. Provides room for social mobility. The educational attainment of an individual makes it possible for a person to increase one's qualifications in terms of their social status and flexibility. It also helps the society with trainings and other educational actions to increase or elevate the social and economic mobility of an individual. Social development. The educational system has the most important role in the development of the society. Its role to provide literacy programs for the enhancement and development of the knowledge, skills, and values of an individual is the path towards the economic and social development of the people. Education provides skilled individuals who are significant to the society through literacy programs, which upturn the political realization of people at the lowest point of the economy. Multiple school functions. Schools are expected to have multi-functions which include technical, economic, human, social, political, cultural, and international levels. This is provided with a detailed analysis or multiplicity of school functions by Ching in 1996. So we have here the level school functions, the level from individual to institutional to community or society level and international level. For the school functions, technical and economic functions, this is referred to the contribution of schools to the technical and economic developments and needs of the individual, the institution, the local community, the society, and the international community. For the individual levels in the technical functions, schools can help students to acquire knowledge and skills necessary to survive and compete in a modern society or a competitive economy and provide staff job training and opportunity. For the institutional level in the technical function, schools are service organization providing quality service. Also, they serve as a life place of, or workplace of society of for clients, employers, and all those concerned. For the community level of technical or society level, schools service the economic or instrumental needs of the local community, supply quality labor forces to the economic system, modify or shape economic behaviors of students or the future customers and citizens, and contribute to the development of stability of the manpower structure of the economy. For the international level in the technical functions, school education supplies the high quality forces necessary in international competitions, economic cooperation, air protection, and technology and information exchange. For the human social functions, this refers to the contribution of schools to human developments and social relationships at different levels of the society. For the individual level, human functions, for school help students to develop themselves psychologically, socially, and physically, and help them develop their potentials as fully as possible. For the institutional level in human functions, school is a social entity or social system composed of different human relationships. The quality of social climate and relationships in it often determines the quality of work, life, and the learning life for teachers and students. And for the community level in the human and social functions, school serves the social needs or functions of the local community, support social integration of multiple and diverse constituencies of society, facilitate social mobility within the existing class structure, reinforce social equality for all people of different backgrounds, select and allocate competent people to appropriate roles and positions, and contribute to the social change and development in a long run. For international level, human and social functions, Schools are expected to play an important role in preparing students for international harmony, social cooperation, global human relationship, and elimination of national, regional, racial, and gender biases at the international level, such that both the local community and the international community can benefit in the long run. And for political functions, this refers to the contribution of schools to the political development at different levels of society. For individuals, schools help students to develop positive civic attitudes and skills to exercise the right and responsibilities of citizenship. And for institutional level, political functions, schools act as a place for systematically socializing students into a set of political norms, values, and beliefs, or for critically discussing and reflecting on the existing political events. Community level, political functions, schools play an important role to serve the political needs of the local community, legitimate the existing government, maintain the stability of political structure, promote awareness and movement of democracy, and facilitate the planned political developments and changes. And for the international level, political functions. Growing awareness of international dependence reinforces the need for the contribution of school education to international understanding, global common interests, international coalitions, peace movements against war, and elimination of conflicts between regions and nations. And for cultural functions, this refers to the contribution of schools to the cultural transmission and development at different levels of society. And for the individual levels, cultural functions, school helps students develop their creativity, aesthetic awareness, and to be socialized with the successful norms, values, and beliefs of society. For international level, schools act as a place for systematic cultural transmission, reproduction of the next generation, cultural integration among the multiple and diverse constituencies, and cultural revitalization from the outdated poor traditions. And for the community or society level, in cultural functions, schools often serve as a cultural unit carrying the explicit norms and expectations of the local community, transmit all the important values and artifacts of the society to students, integrate the diverse subcultures from different backgrounds, and revitalize the strength of the existing cultures such that society of the nations can reduce internal conflict and wastage, thus build up a unifying force for national benefits. In international level, in our cultural functions, schools can encourage appreciation of the cultural diversity and acceptance of different norms, traditions, values, and beliefs in different countries and regions. Then finally contribute to the development of global culture through integration of different cultures. And for the education functions, this refers to the contribution of schools to the development and maintenance of education at the different levels of society. For individual levels, schools help students learn how to learn and help teachers learn how to teach. Facilitating teachers' professional development is one of the key education functions at this level. And for international institutional level, schools serves as a place for systematic learning, teaching, disseminating knowledge, and serves as a center for systematically experimenting and implementing educational changes and developments. And for community or society level, in education functions, schools provide service for different educational needs of the local community, facilitate development of education professions, education structures, disseminate knowledge and information to the next generation, and contribute to the formation of the learning society. And for the international level, In education functions, schools can make an important contribution to education for the whole world. David Gosselin in 1965 of the American Institute of Research made a comprehensive discussion and identified major functions of school in a modern society. The transmission of culture is one of the primary functions of school. Man's capacity to learn or to organize learning in symbolic forms, to communicate this learning as knowledge to other members of the species, and to act on the basis of learning or knowledge is the source of cultural phenomena. Maintenance of culture must be considered. He also emphasized that education transmits a common cultural fund to the next generation and in the process help to bring hordes of young barbarians to adult ways that are continuous with the past. Socialization involves much more than the learning of skills and the work. Perhaps the most important part of the socialization process involves the unconscious assimilation and internalization of beliefs, values, and patterns of behavior of significant others with whom the individual comes in contact. Supporting the discovery of new knowledge as the next important function, educational institutions have paradoxically also been expected to play an important role in the encouragement and implementation of change. The university being a place of search of new knowledge and a great part of the flood of new ideas and innovations that have produced such rapid change in our society, puts the emphasis on research as a major function that has become or even greater significance. Allocating individuals to positions in society is also a primary function of the school. Every society must make some provisions for deciding which is the members shall occupy the various positions in the society and perform the roles necessary for its continuation and development. The performance of the child in school serves therefore as one of the most important early measures of his or her abilities and energy. With the rise of education, the school functions as an integral part of the process of status allocation in four ways. One, by providing a context in which the individual can demonstrate his or her abilities. Number two, by channeling individuals into paths that lead in the direction of different occupations or classes of occupants. Three, by providing the particular skills needed to fulfill the requirement of various positions. And finally, four, by transferring to the individual the prestige of the school itself. The skills and knowledge the individual acquires during the course of his or her education are, of course, important factors in the process of job allocation. Because some schools are better than others, the reputations and prestige of the school is likely to become a factor of subsequent evaluation of the individuals regardless of his or her actual training and or capabilities. Moreover, some of the secondary functions of the school includes: number one, the role of the school in providing mothers and fathers with relief from the task of taking care of their children during the significant part of the day. Number two, the part played by school in the courtship process and its consequent influence on mate selection. And three, the use of the school to maintain the cultural identity and therefore the stability of subgroup within the society. And four, the use of educational institutions to effect social reform.